So you bought a video camera, you shot miles of videotape, vacations, your kid growing up. Did you toss the tapes in a cupboard unedited? Oh, and your kid just turned 30 and he or she is getting married next week, so you'll soon have a whole bunch more. Does this sound familiar? Did you know that there's a local camcorder club that can help? Stay tuned.
Welcome to The Better Part, a program by and for seniors, and devoted to exploring the many facets of those better years of our lives. The name of our program was inspired by a quotation from Robert Browning. "Grow old along with me, the best is yet to be, the last of life for which the first was made." Now, sit back and enjoy a program made especially to provide seniors with useful information, plus some lighter moments to brighten your day.
Hello, my name is Val Jeffery, and I'm your host for this edition of The Better Part. I'm sure that there are a lot of you out there who have shot video and the tapes are just gathering dust in the cupboard, with a promise to deal with them sometime. You would love to reminisce, wouldn't you? Or to share with your relatives and friends, but you just know it will bore the pants off them. You are not alone. We are going to motivate you to do something about it. Our guests can help you get started. Frank Swanson is president of the Viewfinders Camcorder Club, located here in Cupertino. Welcome to the program, Frank.
Thank you, Val, for inviting me to the program today to talk about the Viewfinders Camcorder Club of Cupertino.
For what reasons should I join the Viewfinders?
Well, the Viewfinders' purpose is to provide a vehicle for members to develop their skills and techniques in the art of videography. There are three reasons really to join the club. One is to network with other fellow videographers and people with an interest in videography. It's very helpful to have some friends and people you can talk to about what you're about to get into.
Yeah.
The second reason to join the club is to actually show off some of the videos that you'll be making during the course of belonging to the club. It's a nice opportunity to get some feedback from other members in a non-threatening way, as well as to see what other members have done so you can avoid the mistakes that they made. And the third reason is to really develop your skills and techniques, to learn about camcorder operations, sound, lighting, and the other physical aspects of equipment to help make your videos more enjoyable for your friends and neighbors.
Mm. Is there a specific video you've taken that you're especially proud of, or that's unique in any way?
Well, I did do a video. I took this 16-day cruise aboard a cruise ship through the Panama Canal. It was a long cruise. I ended up making a 4-hour video out of it. I was quite proud of it, and so were the other people who were in the movie, but everybody else who's seen it thought it was very, very boring.
Well, 4 hours, I'm not surprised. So how long did you edit it down to?
So I did get it down to a couple hours, but even that was difficult.
Okay. When you get it to 20 minutes, I'll come over and see it.
I would suggest when you make your movies, you try to keep them to 20 minutes or no more than a half an hour. People do get bored. It's like going over to somebody's house and watching a slideshow in the old days. It gets very boring. So if you can get your movies down to a half hour, that's quite attractive.
I've never taken a video in my life, and I don't even have a camcorder, and I haven't got a clue what to buy. Can you help me get started?
Well, we sure can. Most of our members do have cameras, but I suggest at the beginning you don't go out and buy one if you don't have one already. It's best just to borrow one from one of your friends, go out and shoot some material by yourself. Tape is cheap. Try it out and see if you like it. And then when you get familiar with the camera and so forth, then you may want to consider buying one. Camera purchasing is a little bit of a complicated thing, and you need to kind of really understand what you want to use it for.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
If you're kind of the casual user, not even the casual user, one who may use it only once or twice a year, I recommend not buying a camera. Borrow one from your friends, and then do the editing. Use their equipment to edit the video. If you're more of a casual user, you may use it 6 times, maybe a dozen times a year, then I would consider buying a camera. The basic cameras nowadays run about $300 to $600. They provide quite a good quality video. They're usually analog cameras, and so that's why they're in that price category. If you're a little more serious and you may be using it several times a week, you may want to move up to the digital cameras. They run about $600 to $1,200 each, and they provide, of course, a little better quality video picture.
Right, but you obviously don't want to spend out all that money and find you don't like the camera.
That's correct.
Right.
Now, if you really want to get a little serious and you want to plan ahead, some of the newer cameras today are all digital cameras. They have 3 charge-coupled devices, one for each of the 3 colors that you record, red, green, and blue. They run about $1,200 to maybe $3,000 each. A number of our club members use those cameras, and the quality is very, very good. The next level of camera is really for the professional, where they have a lot of manual functions. They have very expensive lenses, and they run anywhere up to $7,000.
Can the club help me choose editing software for my Mac or PC?
Sure, the software is available for both the Mac and the PC. I suggest you don't really go out and buy anything though right away. I suggest you get with one of our members, go over to their house, try out some of their equipment, try out your camcorder if you have one. Bring your camcorder with some tapes, load it in, do some editing, and try out a few different packages. There's an awful lot in the market, and you really want to end up with the right one that's just right for you.
Can these packages handle the old videotape or just the new digital?
Most editing packages can handle everything. The common method is really from your camcorder, and most camcorders have 2 different connectors that you can hook up to your computer. One is through the 3-connector video and the 2 audio wires. The other method is through FireWire, which is really the newest thing with digital transfer of data. The 3 wires are really analog. The FireWire, or P1394 in the vernacular, is used for digital transfer of images from your camcorder to your computer. You can even use your VCR to transfer data to your computer. So in case you capture data off of a TV show, you can then feed that into your computer as well. Some of the newer medium besides 8mm tape is the new mini DV tapes. They're available on most of the newer cameras. They're small, light, and they're very convenient.
How long have the Viewfinders been in existence?
The Viewfinders was organized in 1997 as a nonprofit organization for amateurs. That's the main origination of the club.
Tell us how the Viewfinders got started.
Well, the Viewfinders was started as a fallout from a Better Part fundraiser. The Better Part needed to raise some money for the program, and so they decided, a few of the members decided to put on a videography class over at the Senior Center across the street from where we are now. The Senior Center was very accommodating and allowed them to use it. In fact, most of the members in the class were seniors from the Senior Center. At the end of the class, they all asked, well, what's next? What do we do now? So the Senior Center director at the time, Diane Snow, volunteered the use of the card room in their facility for use as a location to have a monthly meeting to show videos on their TV with a VCR. And so that's where it all started, over at the Senior Center. We did move from the Senior Center to Quinlan Community Center just down the street. The room was just a little small. The card room could only hold like 15. We were having attendance in the neighborhood of 25 or 30 people at a meeting, and we just needed a larger room. The other major reason we moved to Quinlan was that they have a large 12 by 15 foot screen where we can put our videos up on a very large format, which is very attractive, and it really shows off your videos very well.
How many members do you have in the club?
Right now we have 35 members. We started when I joined the club at 25, and we hope to grow this year up to 50. That's one reason we moved to the Quinlan Community Center, where they have a larger room.
Is there an even balance between men and women?
No, we have about 30% women, and about the other 70% are men. There's mostly retired folks, but we're beginning to get some more people who are in the working force, so it's becoming a little more of a mixed group.
To join the club, do I have to have a lot of experience first?
No, you don't need any experience. In fact, I think last year most of our new members had no experience, didn't even know how to camcorder. All we'd like to have is people come who have an interest in videography and who are willing to do something and to take some action with their interest.
And do you have to be a senior to be part of this group too?
No. The club now can accept any member of any age. When we were at the Senior Center, we had a restriction. They had to be 50 or over. But now at the Quinlan Community Center, there's no restrictions at all. In fact, we encourage younger folks to join. We have a special deal for students, full-time students, and the dues for them is only $5 per year, which is quite a great deal.
So you're still meeting in the Quinlan Center then?
Yes, we do.
Tell us what goes on during the meeting. Tell us a typical meeting.
Well, our typical meeting is 2 hours. We meet at 7 o'clock about once a month on a Tuesday night during this year. And the meeting consists of several parts. One, we have an introduction where I introduce the guests, the visitors to the meeting, and we go through some announcements about the other activities that are occurring between the meetings. And then we usually have our program, and our programs consist of anywhere of 5 different kinds of things. We have guest lecturers come and talk about different aspects of videography. For example, we have had a lawyer in the past. We have some professional videographers come and talk, and we have some of the local celebrities in the area come and talk about videography and the things that happen over here at the Anza. Another set of programs, we do have visitors from local dealerships, vendors, local computer companies come and give us some demonstrations and show and tells about their equipment. We find that to be very attractive because many of our members don't have a lot of equipment and they'd like to really know what's going on. Another area of our programs is we have tutorials, technical presentations to learn more detail about the theory of sound, theory of light, theory of magnetic recording, so you really understand what your equipment is doing. In another area of our programs, we have video contests. We show a lot of our own videos, of course, from members. We show videos from contests of other larger organizations. We have our own contests. And we find that to be kind of the major portion of our evening programs, is looking at videos and talking about them, critiquing them, and giving feedback to the authors and the producers.
You were telling me you had a student night. Tell me about that.
Yes, last year we actually had 2 student nights. We call them mini student festivals. Monte Vista High School has been the major participant in this program, and the contemporary literature class at Monte Vista, taught by Deborah Vanny, brings her students over, and they've chosen videography as their main medium of expressing stories. Last year we saw 2 videos that were very nicely done. One was about driving under the influence. It was an expose on car crashes. They actually videoed a reenactment at the school about a car crash with students pretending to be the victims, and they visited the morgue and the home of the dead student. It was quite a dramatic presentation.
I'm sure
but we've had some lighter movies as well. One young lady brought a video about, it was called Into the Needle, and it was about body piercing with all these things that kids do nowadays, and so that was on the lighter side. And they've done, we also saw, I believe last year, 3 music videos. Kids really like to do that. They like to express what they hear in the music in terms of visual art, so they combine video and audio into a nice presentation.
Do you encourage newcomers to just drop in and see if they like it?
Oh yeah, in fact that's how we grow, is with newcomers. We just like to have people come with an interest in videography. We give them a copy of the club newsletter, which is most recently it's about 8 pages, color photos and articles about the program from last month and what we're going to be doing next month. We include portions of articles from magazines as well. Magazine folks let us use portions kind of as teasers to get you to encourage to buy their magazines, of course, but we use that material. And we publish notices about upcoming events other than the Viewfinders as well. So it's quite a comprehensive newsletter that I think is quite nice in the video area.
I would think the most popular uses for a camcorder are weddings, the kids, and vacations. What techniques or tips do you have that will help our viewers?
Well, for weddings, I really suggest you use a professional videographer. There's really nothing worse than Uncle Charlie's video. It's such an important event. You don't want to really mess it up and not really take good audio, good video, good angles, and so forth. So I recommend you leave that to the professionals. But all the other videos you can do yourself. There's a lot of opportunities to take a video at home and out on trips and vacations. Things you need to do for tips, I would suggest that you really plan your video. Plan where you're positioned if you're going to do it in a family room for a birthday party for your child. Position yourself in such a way that windows are at your back. When you shoot into a window, the automatic cameras generally focus, and they also adjust their their aperture to the outside, and so you get a great view out the window, but your child will be in the dark and you won't get a good video at all. So position is very important when you take videos, especially indoors. Another one is to make sure that you position yourself, for example, so nobody walks in front of you. It's a little too late if your child is about to blow out his birthday candles and somebody stands up in front of you and you miss the whole event. It's a little hard to recreate. So planning ahead to get enough video of your child or whatever this activity is, but try to get some other folks, get some close-ups, get some far back scenes, and get a good mix. A video of all close-ups is really kind of boring, and a video far back is very boring as well. Variety is kind of the name of the game when doing videos. So those are some of the tips with that. Camcorder operation, I have some tips on that. When you use the camera and you pan left to right or up or down, go slow. A lot of amateur videographers pan too fast. I went on a trip once to the Panama Canal on a ship cruise, and I was watching other videographers going up and down the pier and watching the activities, and their cameras were going a mile a minute. When they got home, I bet they were really disappointed that they really didn't get a good steady close-up shot or a far back shot. So panning very slowly. Before you pan, in fact, I suggest that one has a nice steady shot, wait for about 5 seconds, and then start the pan very slow to the left or to the right or up or down. And then when you finish the panning, stay in that position for another 5 seconds. You can always edit out the ends a little bit, but if you start with a motion in a video, it's really distracting. The other aspect of video recording that's frequently made a mistake people do is zooming. They zoom too fast. Again, you need to zoom very slow. If you watch on TV, a lot of the nature shows and the videos that the professionals do, they zoom very slow. They also, again, start still, don't zoom for 5 seconds, and then begin the zoom. When you finish the zoom, stop again. Those are two of the big problems that I see in a lot of amateur videos.
Well, they're good tips, and I'll try and remember them next time I use my camcorder. I don't know if I will. What other things do your members catch on video?
There's kind of 5 categories that we've seen a lot of videos in our club showing that we've screened them. Nature videos, vacations to places like Hawaii or to Lake Tahoe. Pictures of birds, videos of the cat or your dog doing some things. That's a typical thing that people do when they get their new camcorder.
Let's talk about editing the video. Is there a good way to approach the finished product?
Yes, there is. One, you really need to understand, are you trying to tell a story, or what kind of a story are you trying to tell? What is the point of your video? You need to understand that at the very beginning before you do anything else. Once you've decided what you're going to do, what the story is going to be, then you need to plan your video. What is the beginning, middle, and end? You need to kind of have a beginning, a middle, and end to your video, so that the beginning you really hit them with something interesting so it catches their attention. The middle is usually the body where you show the major portion of your video, and you want to end on a good note, on a note where they really remember your video. Try to time it right if you have background music. Time the ending of your video with the end of a music piece. It turns out real nice. So beginning, middle, and end are very important.
It sounds like an essay, and my teacher used to drum into me when I was at school.
Well, videos are no different than storytelling and writing a book or a story.
Is there a formula for working out how long the finished video should be? For instance, if I want to make a finished video of, say, 20 minutes, how much footage would I normally take?
Well, there's no typical answer. The general answer, if I had to come up with a number, I would say that for a 20-minute video, you want to shoot probably about 60 minutes, about a ratio of 3 to 1. Depends on what you're shooting. If you're shooting a baptism or an event that has a one-time thing, you've got to get all the material, and you'll probably edit out very little of it. But if you're shooting your kid at a baseball game or playing tennis or skiing or a birthday party, you may edit out quite a bit. There's a lot of garbage that one takes. And on occasion, you'll leave the camera on by accident and shoot a lot of the floor. So,
oh, I've seen that. Yeah. I do that a lot.
I've done that myself, and fortunately with the editing process, you can cut all that out. So the ratios vary from maybe 5 to 1 all the way down to 2 to 1. I've never done a video where I've used 100% of the videotape. Tape is cheap. It's better to shoot a lot and then cut.
Okay, I'll try and remember that too. Do you interface with any local clubs?
Yes, we do. The Viewfinders is a member of the Northern California Council of Amateur Movie Clubs. It consists of 5 clubs, one located, of course, we're in Cupertino. There's one in San Jose, there's one in Redwood City, San Francisco, and the 5th club is way over in Sacramento. It's a group of amateur clubs, and we get together and have activities together, and I'll explain that if you...
Yeah. What are the activities that you share with them?
The clubs get together. Each of us visits each of the other 4 clubs, and we show our videos from our members at their club meetings once a month. So we'll visit each club once a year. They'll come to our club once a year. So we get a chance to see other clubs' activities. We also hold a contest, 2 contests, in fact, each year. One in the fall and one in the spring. The spring contest is a Filming for Fun contest where all members can enter their video up to 15 minutes. And then we select the top 5, and we have a banquet, and we show the movies and hand out the awards at that dinner. The other contest is a club contest. We hold that in the fall. And this is where each club puts together a club video, and one of the best of the 5 is chosen as the top video, and it's shown at the dinner as well. So those are some of the activities we do. We also do get together on field trips. We take tours to the Dolby Sound Studios in San Francisco, and we've been to the Pixar Studios in Emeryville. So we do take some group tours.
Have members of the Viewfinders won any awards?
Yes, they have. In fact, one of our members most recently won one of the top 10 awards in the International Film Festival that was held in Jackson Hole, Wyoming this past fall. His video was called Pompeii by Twain, and he had read an article by Mark Twain before he went on this trip to Pompeii in Italy, and then he made sure he got video footage of the scenes that Mark Twain had mentioned in his article. Then when he got back to the States, he took his videotape and he did a voiceover of Mark Twain and added some background music and made a very nice video that he won one of the top awards at this contest. Good. Other awards have been won by another member, Bill Mannion, did a video about birds in his backyard. It is in a little bird bath. It was called Cleanliness is Next to Godliness. Mm-hmm. And he won an honorable mention at that same contest. Other members in our club have won awards in the Western Alliance for Video Excellence. Ernie Paini won an award for his video on electric cars. Richard Pugh won one of these excellence awards for his weekly show that he puts on here at the Anza called Never Give Up. It's about a pastor at his church who gives a sermon, and he puts on a half-hour show every Sunday. That's available on local cable television. And the third award went to Linda Grote, who puts on the Silicon Kids show that's seen on this channel, I believe.
What about clubs nationally or internationally?
Yes, there's an international club called the Amateur Movie Makers Association. It is a club an association consists of 17 clubs, mostly in the United States. There's 2 in Canada. And they have about 170 members, and they hold an annual convention every year, and they have 4 video contests, and it goes over a period of 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And they look at all the movies from the contest, and they select movies in the evening. The people who come to the event can see the selected top movies of the year. Mm-hmm. There's an international contest, a United States contest of the domestic states. Then there's a contest for the 10 best of the West for all the clubs west of the Mississippi River. And the 4th contest that they hold is called the Magic Moments Contest, which is limited to movies of 1 minute or less. So, which are very hard to do, actually. 1-minute movies are much tougher than a 10 or 15-minute video.
We hope that we have motivated you into dusting off that camcorder or that pile of boring videotape. The Viewfinders look forward to hearing from you. And Frank, thank you for telling us all about Viewfinders and for the information and helpful tips.
It's been a pleasure.
Happy camcording. We hope that you've enjoyed watching and will join us again in the weeks to come. Got any comments, suggestions, or would you like to be part of our crew? Please give us a call. You can reach us at the Cupertino Senior Center. Goodbye for now, and see you next time on The Better Part.